Today we are playing Age of Darkness, The Final Stand, an RTS survival city builder much like They Are Billions, where you must build up a city, train an army, and plan a defense against an increasingly powerful horde of enemies known as the Nightmares. Today I will explain to you what you can expect from the game, my thoughts on whether it's a good title, and we will start the campaign. If you like what you see, do your part, hit the like button, and subscribe for regular content. The game was in early access for a couple of years, but it is now in full release. There is a single player campaign that serves as both an in-depth game-specific tutorial and as a story, through which you learn about the Nightmares, the factions, the heroes, and their place in the world. It should be the very first thing you play, even if you are a veteran of RTS and these styles of games. Playing survival before the campaign will spoil both the story and will lead to you playing it like other RTS games, bringing with you habits that will lead to defeat in the main mode, Survival. Survival is both single player and multiplayer co-op, where you choose to play a hero from one of the factions. Of the 4 factions in game, 3 are playable: the Order, the Rebellion, or the Volatists. Depending on your faction, you will have access to different units and boons, such as cheaper upkeep for archers or resistance to horror. Each hero offers different skills and abilities, having strengths and weaknesses that will determine how you approach combat situations or explore the map. I'm sad to say that the factions don't really have much diversity, with only 2 units per faction, the rest being basic troops that are shared amongst all of them, which leaves the evil faction feeling very similar to the good faction. I was really hoping to see some major differences between harnessing the Nightmare and cleansing them. The goal is to build your city, explore the map for resources, secure defensive choke points, and try to hold against the darkness. The hero is the key to early exploration. Leveling them up increases their combat power and abilities, with a day-night cycle bringing more aggressive enemies and elites at night. Previously cleared areas will spawn more enemies if line of sight is lost, meaning it is vital to properly lock down an area with vision or fire posts. After a number of nights have passed, the Death Knight will arrive, turning the fog of war into a deadly zone that horrifies your troops and spreads the Nightmares. A rift then opens, pouring forth a host that will rush straight to your keep. If you survive the night, you get a blessing and continue on until the next, much stronger attack. You learn very quickly that every single tile in your base must be explored, lest the troops be cut off or Nightmares emerge from the shadows. Buildings can be built wherever you have line of sight, and the idea is to turtle up hard, but unlike other RTS where you might have a single, large and well-defended central base, this game rewards constant expansion, with outposts and layered defenses being the key. Using choke points and fall back positions are all vital tactics for success. At first glance, one might say it's just a clone of They Are Billions, but I feel that a huge amount of effort and love was put into this title to separate it as an experience in its own right. The graphics are great for the genre, running on the Unreal Engine, which also brings some issue with unit collisions, often leading to losses, but with some finesse, these can be overcome. The Death Knight fog and swarm mechanics are a clever way for the game to handle thousands of enemies at once. This is done in such a way that you're only ever experiencing the front of the horde, with the rest constantly emerging from the death fog. The game is very busy APM-wise, and the player must constantly be engaged in a variety of tasks such as town planning, building, worker assignment, resource management, research, training, scouting, expansion, battles with Dota-like hero combat, abilities, mob control, and points of interest to capture and contain. The gameplay loop consists of sometimes hectic transition between the calm and sedate construction to high micro combat where you must control a lot of units and their abilities. Spending too much time fighting can see you lose valuable time for construction and economy expansion, so you must balance these two things to benefit each other. You must fight to gain territory for expansion, and then build to support your troops and relieve defenders for other duties. Thankfully, there is a tactical pause which can be used during time-sensitive moments or for dedicated planning. The number of game saves is dictated by the difficulty, with a single game at normal difficulty taking approximately 4 hours. Playing at high intensity for this long can be draining and lead to mistakes. But failure is normal for this kind of game. The enjoyment comes from trying to hold on and recognizing where you went wrong. Some have described the campaign as a bit dull and not challenging. However, I realized that about halfway through that this is a full-scale, cleverly designed tutorial. The levels are designed to teach you every aspect of the game, steps at a time, at a fairly leisurely pace. It gives you the time to understand the nuances of combat and micro, as well as to break the mentality of having a single base. The game could have sold with just the survival mode, but the devs went to the effort to fully voice a narrative into their game, which tells what I consider to be a compelling tale with a nice little twist. It made me care a whole lot more about the heroes and the world when I came back to survival with a much better understanding of the best way to play. Some of the writing falls flat in some places, but the voice acting is on par with Age of Empires 4 and much better than a lot of RTS games. The music is great, offering a dynamic track that is sedate and calm in moments and builds a metronome-like suspense when Death Note is approaching. It helps build a feeling of the looming threat and really suits the setting. During my play, I did find that at some point an army becomes useless against the waves, and some heroes have more utility than others, but maybe that's just a skill issue. Overall, for the price, it's a solid RTS title that is worthy of a place in your library if you like the idea of fast-paced, fairly difficult RTS that has a solid mix between combat and construction. It's a title that seems like it will challenge all skill levels, whose reward will be a feeling of satisfaction if you can overcome your mistakes and formulate a solid strategy. Now, let's start the campaign. The first few missions are super basic, so I'll just show you the story sections. Then from about mission 3, the more involved gameplay will take place. Hit the like button, give me a sub for the light, and let's face the darkness together. After reports of a disturbance in a northern village, a group of fledgling Order Knights are guided by their bishop and sent to investigate.
Long ago, in the Age of Darkness, the land of Eredar was ravaged by battles between the Elosan race above and the accursed nightmares below. Primitive humans were mere prey for the nightmares, until the Elosa, in their wisdom, forged great crystals infused with their blood that could seal the nightmare breaches. With the nightmares contained, the Elosa taught us language, civility, and how to wield the dark crystals against a common threat. Together, we were able to rid the land of nightmares. Over the ages, humans thrived, conquering the lands of Eredar and beyond. The human king, Ezekiel, in his lust for power, sought to overthrow the Elosa and gain their blood powers for himself. In an act of unforgivable defiance, the Elosa banished King Ezekiel to the realm of nightmares, the Veil. Our conflict with the Elosa spawned a bloody uprising that lasted generations. Eventually, the Elosan betrayers were eliminated from Eredar and the world entirely. In their place, the Order was founded, that we might continue to battle the nightmares and seal them in the Veil. Kings and queens come and go, empires rise and crumble, yet the Order remain, ever alight in the darkness.
I don't feel like humanity's the good guy.
many times must we hear these dusty tales of yours, Hector?
It's Bishop Hector, brother Vizago. Mind your tongue.
Such dusty tales remind us of the Order's purpose. You ought to respect humanity's history and your place in it.
We know our purpose, Bishop. We serve the realm and its denizens.
We serve, yes, but protection of the Dark Crystal sits above all else. Something we've neglected of late.
All right. This looks the place. Reports indicated an incident occurred here, but we don't yet know the nature. Merrick and I will establish the situation, follow at a distance, and stay vigilant. The light protect you both.
This town, it's been torn apart. What happened here? Bandits?
Bandits don't raid a town and leave the loot behind.
Brothers, there must be a breach nearby. More nightmares are coming our way. Hold them off! Merrick, stay with your brothers and help clean up the last of the nightmares. I'll find the Dark Crystal and try to contain the breach.
How can I serve?
As you command.
Just clean up the nightmares and move on.
And downwards.
They don't pose much of a threat at all.
Bishop! What's happened? Stand back from there!
Dark visions I have seen. End times. The Lord of the Vale seeks to escape imprisonment below. This crystal is breaking apart.
The old man looks weird to me. Something's off with him.
If the Lord of the Vale escapes, there'll be no containing the nightmares. This cannot come to pass. We must repair this crystal.
A voice. O merciful light, it speaks to me. We must make sacrifice. The blood of a heretic. The Dark Crystal demands it. I have seen it. An Elosen is near. Only the death of an Elosen can purify this crystal. Merrick, heed my words. Go! Find the heretic. They are near.
Voices? Blood sacrifice? What's the old man on about, Edwin? I don't like this. He wasn't himself.
Perhaps his mind has finally turned to mush. But if he's right about the Lord of the Vale, we can't take the chance. We must repair the crystal at any cost.
Oh no. More nightmares. Fend them off with me.
Make quick work of those guys.
Merrick, what say you?
Bishop, it's as you foretold. I found an Elosen. Course they denied it, but no matter. Let's get moving. A station of our men are already there.
You have done well this day, Brother Merrick. The crystal demands blood tribute, and Elosen blood it will have.
He went and found a random heretic, did he? Success.
Merrick, why have we returned to my village? These are good people.
You know why. Your lies have betrayed the Order, brother.
People of Dunstock, this town is found guilty of harboring an Elosen heretic. By command of the Order, you shall witness the price of this treason.
Nadia?
Vizago, please, I've done nothing wrong.
This is madness. My wife is no Elosen.
Surely this is a mistake.
Listen to reason, Hector.
Nadia Oraya, may your accursed Elosan blood be scourged in the light of the flame.
Enough, Hector! I won't let you hurt her!
Stop this! You forget yourselves!
And you forget your oath, brother. All of you, repeat your oaths.
Not for my glory! For the light! Not for my brother! For the light! Not for my brother! For the light!
Bro.
Edwin, speak your oath.
Please! Edwin! She's innocent!
For the light.
Good. Light the pyre.
Oh, good. As a dude with a wife, this gives me goosebumps, man.
Merrick, cleanse this betrayer in the creek.
What'd you do?
You'll not hear her screams much longer.
Yeah, we're not the good guys.
Now, to the matter of the infant. Edwin, I leave this to you.
Don't you do it, Edwin. Did he do that?
Edwin.
Bastard, Edwin.
We've much to discuss.
On Bishop Hector's orders, Sir Edwin Everard, with his rambunctious squire, Aurelia, make their way into the areas long neglected by the Order to protect villagers from a growing menace in the region.
Hector thinks you need more experience in the field. And I agree. Follow my orders, and we'll get through this alive.
This is exciting, Edwin. I've never been this far north before. I hope we see nightmares.
This is a security job, Aurelia. We're on the lookout for criminals wearing the Iron Talon insignia.
Oh. You mean like them?
Leave us alone! We've nothing left to give ya!
Yeah? But I bet you've got plenty for us to take.
Stop! By the authority of the Order, you must face justice.
Aurelia, wait! Blasted girl's gonna get herself killed. Never charge headlong into a confrontation. It isn't safe.
Safe for who? The bandits? I'm not a helpless little girl, Edwin.
We can't stand round waiting for our livelihoods to be stolen from us, Elizabeth. If the Order won't do something about it, I will.
Your fighting days are behind you, Gregory. Think of our son. There's no sense in dying for shovels and pickaxes.
Great. More bloody Order knights. I'll clean up your mess for you, shall I? Les, fetch me my spear!
Excuse me, our mess? Who do you think you're talking to?
What is your quarrel with the Order?
Since you Order folk ain't been keeping the bandits in check, they ruined our farm, tore down our walls, and stole our supplies. You want to be useful, get our goods back.
The Order doesn't run errands for peasants. It slays nightmares and punishes criminals.
The Order serves the needs of the people, Aurelia. Sir, we'll return your goods and help you repair your village.
First objective, find the villagers, so that we can populate the buildings.
Where are we heading?
Chop up some more bad guys. Chopping them up real good.
find our stolen goods, did you? How about you put them to good use? Show us your word means something and rebuild our farm.
Why do these Norfolk peasants show us such disrespect? The Order is here to help.
We'll need a good source of lumber if we're to keep up with repairs. That may be so, but the Order have to atone for our mistakes. In their eyes, as mine.
Farm is fixed. Now we just need to put down a wood collector. Gain some wood.
Please, Knight. My husband. He took off to fight back against the Talon himself. He hasn't come back. Please, you need to help him.
We'll find him. Hopefully he's still in one piece.
Fire shall cleanse. I am here.
Chopping up these no-good bandits. Setting them on fire for extra humiliation.
Another corpse for the pyre.
At least we keep the town lit. Edwin is not above burning someone to death. As long as it's for the light.
For the light.
And the implications are that he's a baby killer. Looks like there are the captives.
I stand prepared. Knight!
No usable skills yet, just a passive aura. Which gives more emboldenment. Which basically is veterancy.
Stand as one.
Makes your troops resistant. I've played survival mode first, and I made it to Death Knight 3. But I thought I'd come back and actually play the game for its story first. We've got ourselves a motley crew.
Watch this.
Make sure we kill all the bad guys.
Thank you.
We shall not wait.
I suppose we could work together from here. Help me avenge my son, seeing as it's the Order's fault he's gone. Repairs won't do no good if those bastards can come back anytime they like.
What do we kill first?
Wall is built. Towers are up. Let's get them manned.
Thank the gods you're safe. The Talon are back. Please, knights, help us defend our village.
Time for you worthless Order Knights to show us what you're capable of for once.
You call us worthless, and yet we just saved you. You'd be dead without us. Dead.
Can you bring my boy back from the grave, girl? No? Then how about you put up your fists and fight for our town instead?
You
fair
want
point.
an action, Aurelia. Now's your moment. Ready your weapon.
Ready when you are.
Few bandits are no match for our militia and our two Order Knights. Oh, we've got an attack from the north. Split up.
I serve.
The Order's justice.
We're being overwhelmed by archers to the
Where
north.
are we heading?
Warriors are getting picked off. The walls have collapsed.
We stand in defiance.
Oh, kill them.
Shall collect.
For all of Aradar.
Warriors are trying to defend the Order Knight.
Well, now that you're safe and sound, how about a little gratitude?
Should we be thanking you for letting the bandits overrun the north? Or mayhap for neglecting the crystals so long that now we're constantly under threat from nightmares?
Well, those bandits aren't going to be doing much of anything anymore, seeing as they're all worm food now.
Taking a life is no trivial matter, Aurelia. Still, the Iron Talon must be stationed somewhere. Let's leave these people be, and see if we can track them down.
Another successful tutorial mission, nice and easy. So that leaves us with the real story to begin. If you would like to see more of Age of Darkness, make sure you subscribe to the channel and let me know down in the comments below. My name is Ty, see you next time.